Well, hello. So this is our living room. For the most part, it's pretty clean. I just wanted to show you this room, except for, okay, you see that there? This is a tip for those of you guys who have cats and you have scrapbook paper. Cut your scrapbook paper into tiny little strips. And it's a great cat toy. But that's really not what I was here to tell you about today. I just wanted to show you this room just to kind of prove to you that I am not a messy hoarder kind of person. The next room I show you, it's kind of the house of horrors living below this room in our basement. Might make you think otherwise, but this room that I'm going to show you next is the real reason why I wanted to participate in the one room challenge. So this is our basement, and this is our wine rack. So this next part I'm really nervous because I tend to want to show perfection on the internet and make it look like my house is always perfect, I'm perfect, just everything is perfect, and what I'm about to show you doesn't happen to me, but it does. So this is the space. This is the finished half of our basement, so you can see the ceiling's finished. The walls are wallpapered with I don't know, it's like a vinyl kind of wallpaper. On the other side of that door is the unfinished side of the basement, and that side has our laundry, our boiler, because we have radiant heat, and a furnace, and septic, and all that ungorgeous stuff is hidden behind that door. So this side of the basement used to be pretty nice. It used to be a living room area where we could watch TV there, and it was a workout area, so we had a treadmill, free weights, we had this bike set up, and there was a small area set aside for crafting. And then what happened is this basement tends to flood. So every time that it's flooded, either through that door or through the a failure of our oh, what's it called? Well, anyway, water has come over from the other side of the basement from the laundry. Water has come in through a crack in the foundation in the window over there. That's now been repaired. And the last time, let me show you. The last time we had water pouring into the basement was, oh, see, this place is so crammed with stuff. I even have to scoot these over and even go over here and show you. Well, okay. The last time the basement flooded was about 2 years ago, and at that point in time, I had this whole entire closet over here full of all my craft and art stuff. All my supplies were neatly organized in here. They were not in bins, they were just organized really nice. For those of us who are visual, you want to be able to see and access your stuff, your paint colors, your inspiring little things, your DIY supplies. That was all organized really nice here. But notice there are pipes right above this closet, which I should have known because the 3 bathrooms of the house are all stacked up above this area. I really didn't consciously know that though, because there was a drop ceiling tiles right here blocking all this. So one day my husband was overseas, so I'm home alone, and I hear water down here. Our water alarms had gone off. Yeah, we have water alarms in some of the sensitive areas of the basement because it floods so often. At least as soon as the alarms go off, we can get down here and start cleaning up quickly. So I heard the water alarms coming off, and there was water just pouring all the way down this closet and it had filled up much of the basement. It usually doesn't flood too deep, you know, maybe 1 or 2 inches. And that might not sound bad, but it is bad when it covers every square inch of this floor and everything that's sitting on it. So that is the particular challenge of this basement. It's also why it got into the state that it's in now, because every time it floods, you know, for example, there you can see water damage on this cardboard box right here. This box had been sitting on the basement floor. It's for Harman Kardon speakers, and thankfully there were no speakers in it at the time. So every time this basement floods, we run around in a panic. We're moving things out of the way really fast. And then when we get things cleaned up, we've got to put stuff back down here because there's really nowhere else in the house to keep all of this stuff. So it just winds up dumped, and it drains our energy. And it's like, you know, you just want to get away from the problem and move on to other more positive things in life, right? So that's how this place just kind of got to be a forgotten dumping ground. And it's an insane mess. And what I want to do is turn it into an inspiring creative studio. This is a 14, well, about, actually the stairs take some square footage out right there, but it's about 14 by 24 feet space, and it could be a really good inspiring space. One downside of it is, you know, there's not a whole lot of sources of natural light. It would have been fantastic if it had a lot of big windows in here, you know, but what I'm going to do during this challenge is try to maximize this light, natural light, as much as I can, lighten it up, get rid of this honey oak color. That color is all over the upstairs of our house too, and it's, you know, I want to lighten that up. So the flooding is always a consideration of what I'm going to do down here. As you can see right now, everything that touches the floor is in plastic. This is a really old oak desk, so it's okay if it's affected by water a little bit. It's actually gone through several floods, and I think this thing is, nothing bad has really happened to it yet. What else? The floor is tiled. I need to be careful about what kind of rugs we put down on the floor. So that's basically what I'm going to do, is take this space, which I wanted to show you kind of a version of what it's like to walk around in it and see all the insanity of the mess in this space. All these things need to be stored, cleaned up, and it needs to be made functional. So I'm going to take some, instead of adding up the minutes here in a video, I'll take some still pictures of some areas and write about my plans for what I'm going to do with those. But for the time being, this kind of gives you an idea of what we're dealing with. And this here is what I hope at the end of the one room challenge will no longer look like an insane mess, and it's going to turn into an inspiring creative arts studio where I can create and possibly photograph on sunny days and be, you know, just be inspired. So I look forward to you following along and seeing how it changes. Thanks so much.